Beckham. He just did all 3 of his lifts. Let's ask him how he did.
I think I did well, except for one. On the middle one, I did get red lighted. Just can't keep my feet still. But other than that, I think I did pretty good.
Here with Jackson Stubbs, and kind of walk us through the 3 lifts that you had and kind of tell us what was going through your mind.
So for the first lift, I didn't have my reps, so I was just kind of going with it almost bare, and it was a little struggle. On my second lift, I got 350, and that was pretty easy. I was able to go to 375, but I didn't make that because I was just rushing into it, didn't get my head cleared, and I made some mistakes that I learned from and that I'll be working towards accomplishing my next goal, which is getting 1,000 pounds.
So we're back here with Jackson Vega. Kind of walk us through the 3 lifts that you just went through.
So the 3 lifts I did, my first squat was 325, and that flew up. My second squat was 345, that flew, and I got to 360, but then that's when I failed.
So we're back here with Braden Holland, and kind of walk us through the last 3 squats you just did.
The first one I did 250 and got that, and then I went to 275 and got it, and then I did my last one at 305 and got it as well.
Okay, so we're here with our one and only senior boy, James. Kind of walk us through the last 3 squats that you just did.
The first one was pretty easy. It was just a struggle getting down. The second one, I moved my feet, so they red lighted me on that one, so I didn't get that. The last one was hard, but that was mostly because of bad form on my part, but I got that one.
Okay, who are we here with?
It's Coach Patton, the athletic director.
Okay, so how were the 3 lifts for all the boys, you think?
I think went pretty good so far. A lot of guys PRing today, or trying to PR. Especially on that 3rd lift, we had several guys not get it, and that's only because trying to push it to the max today, especially being the last powerlifting meet of the year for the boys.
Push, push, push! All right, so I'm here with Maddie and Autumn. They are our girls powerlifters. So I was just wondering, like, what do you take away from watching the boys meet? What do you take away from it?
It's very intense.
Okay, I'm here with Kinsley Gross. She is an 8th grader. She is currently practicing for powerlifting. She cannot compete yet, but she will be competing next year, and we're super excited. So we're going to ask you a couple questions. Are you motivated when you watch every single meet that you've been to?
100%. These athletes are just amazing to watch. Extremely proud of everybody that's here today from our school. And I would say, yeah, I'm extremely motivated to do this next year to represent Victory Preparatory Academy and to one day hopefully go to state.
All right, Charger Nation, David Madron here, and I am with Coach Stoney Patton, Athletic Director of the Victory Prep Chargers. Hey, Coach, we just wrapped up the guys meet on Saturday. This is Monday afterwards, and we'd love for you to just kind of give us a recap of how all 3 categories went for the guys, some things that you really saw that looked promising for the future.
Yeah, so we had a guy point. So Jackson Austin was able to point in his weight class. So 5th place finished there, so got a point as a team. So that's big time for him. We had another guy's first time to ever do it and went in and competed in all 3 lifts and got all 3 lifts. Another guy had a 955 point total. He was wanting to get 1,000, but the good thing is he's not a senior, and so he's going to be able to have a chance to come back next year and get as much as he can and work as hard as he can to get that goal and even more, which we ought to be able to. And then pretty much most of the other guys, really all 5 of them, first time to ever do it, okay? Right. And they went and handled everything pretty well. I mean, it's over 130 lifters that were there. It was the last chance qualifier for those teams that were there trying to get the regionals. And for us next year, that's going to be a goal. Now that they got their feet wet and they understand what that's like, we're going to be able to go and at least compete and try to get some guys to go to regionals next year and be kind of the first postseason people in Victory Prep's history.
Yeah, I mean, that is really, really exciting. So if you would kind of take us, maybe take us 2 months ago, start of 2026, as you had these couple of meets for the guys and the girls, you got those scheduled, worked with some local districts to get those scheduled. Kind of what was your mentality and, hey, we're going to get started with powerlifting?
Yeah, I think, what people should know about me and will know about me is that I'm very honest, very upfront with people. And I think for a long time, especially here at Victory Prep, I think that it was more of a wait and see kind of thing, people kind of hearing about, we're going to compete and do things. And then, me coming here, my big goal was to get the word out. Like, we want to try to let everybody know all over the state, eventually all over the country, who we are and where we're at. Right. And so my big goal this first year was to get these high school students who, came here to be different. That's what the school is about. I mean, we are different and we're going to do things a lot different than everybody else. And so my big thing was to get these kids to compete and just to get their feet wet, because some of them had never done it before. And that was one of the big things for me to see them is even at the start of August and September when school started, I mean, you had to start from the ground up. You got to teach these kids how to properly do things. And so that fire started out small and has burned more as the year has gone on. And so in doing that, especially with the second semester where you're doing more powerlifting, golf, and track, the kids can have more involvement. There are things that they're missing out on. And my thing is to be able to get them to not be able to miss out on that kind of stuff. And plus, the more that we do, the more word's going to get out and the more people are going to want to come here, because we are going to do things different here, but we're also going to do it the right way, and we're going to do it at 100%.
All right, Coach, so we just kind of recapped what the season looked like in terms of powerlifting for both the Chargers and the Lady Chargers. Coach, any awards, any accomplishments, any takeaways there that we are celebrating?
Yeah, so we had several of our boys and girls point at the meet, but in the very first meet of the year, frankly, the very first team competition in Victory Prep's history, we were able to go to Kemp High School at their powerlifting meet, and we were able to take away a third place trophy for our boys. It was really exciting because at the end of the day, we were just going to go compete and just see what our boys were all about. Because for a bunch of them, it was their first time to ever do anything like that. And the fact that we came in and got third place out of it is a huge deal. That just shows the commitment level that they have had since we started in August. And they've been working hard, and that's what we were able to come away with. And also very proud of our two seniors, James Sherrard and Sierra Stubbs, who from the beginning were just all in, excited about being able to go and do. They did powerlifting for us, and then they're going to transition now to track season where they're going to go run and do field events. And it's very exciting because they will be the first ever Letterman recipients of the school. And so that's a big deal. I mean, we got a lot of firsts going on here, and eventually we'll run out of first at the school, which will be a blessing in itself. But we got a lot of great things that are happening, and it starts with those two seniors getting us going this second semester, and we're just very excited about the future to come.